Hey, what's up guys, SharpTony here, and today what we're going to do is we are going to go over my top 5 favorite MMORPG environments. What I mean by that is the settings, the place the game takes place, the graphics, all that kind of stuff. And keep in mind that these are entirely opinion based. These are just objective videos, and if you do disagree, please tell me what you like better, what environments that you prefer, in the comments section down below. But I picked out 5 that I really enjoyed, and 5 that I had an awesome time in. Although towards the end of the list, it got really hard to narrow them down and put them in a sequential order. So it's not the best in terms of sequential order, but here will be 5 awesome MMORPG environments. So thank you guys so much for watching, and enjoy. Number 5. Coming in at number 5 is going to be the game EverQuest 2. And you know, if I'm picking one of my all-time favorite MMOs as number 5, that this list is probably going to go pretty hard. And you're right. I've always loved the aesthetic of this game. I thought it didn't go too much for the realism effect, that it became like lame, I guess. And it didn't go too much towards the fantasy side of things, that it became silly. And I loved, especially at higher levels, let me just unmount real quick, or dismount. I always loved the way you can make your tunes look, especially at endgame. Like, that is pretty wicked, just taking a look at my dude there. And like I said, I'm picking all my favorite zones to show you guys. And this happens to be one of my favorites, not my number 1 favorite. And the mob design in this game is really cool, but definitely, graphically, it's very beautiful. I always loved how this particular zone, the Sinking Sands, looked. Number 4. Coming in at number 4 is a game you've seen, again, a lot on this channel lately. This is the game Final Fantasy XIV. And it does have that more JRPG look to it, but I really do like it. I think that, especially this city in particular, Limsa Lominsa, was one of my favorites. I always loved the way it looked. And the reason this game isn't higher up on the list is because there are too many, like, darker themes for me. And Gridania Shroud just makes me so angry running through there. But the way this game was done, stuff like this always makes me happy, and I love seeing water, especially when it has this super realistic look to it. And the tunes all look really cool, especially black mages at higher levels have some really awesome gear that makes me, it reminds me of Vivi, if you remember from the actual console games. And the pets are all really cool. Well, that's a little mini Ifrit. And Ifrit's a cool motherfather right there. And that's cool too. You're seeing cool stuff as I'm talking about cool things. How cool. Number 3. So guys, coming in at number 3 is going to be the game Uncharted Waters Online. And it's a game that I always enjoyed. Well, as soon as I started playing it, I couldn't help but enjoy it because of how awesome it looked to just get out on the water and sail. This is like, I always said it, this game is pretty much the eve of MMOs. I mean, wow, the eve of MMOs, the eve of sailing games. And one thing that I always really enjoyed was the way sailing looked in this game. I think it is very pretty, and the waves just look great. And getting out here and sailing and just kind of enjoying yourself out on the water is a good time. It's actually a great time. And you've seen in other videos, I've shown you what the interior crocodile alligator of the cities look like. And they look quite nice. And I just can't help but seeing this and hearing the music and everything just really made me fall for the aesthetic of this game. It was, and the way the sun is on the water, it was just great for me. It was a kind of game that was for your boy SharpTony. So I gotta say, and I said in the beginning of this video that recording or putting these in a sequential order was going to be really hard, but coming in at number 2 is Anarchy Online. This one could have been number 1. This is the game where you guys know I got my YouTube start pretty much, other than Pokemon. And I always loved the aesthetic of this game. This is my favorite city ever, known as Tyr. And this was a place that was always near and dear to my heart. This is where I got my start in MMOs, which was this city right here that I'm gonna take you through. This is archived footage. So I'm not sure exactly where this will bring us, but I'm pretty sure it brings us through Tyr, at least to some modicum of a degree. And I always loved that Anarchy Online, especially when it first came out, was one of the few sci-fi MMOs, and it was beautiful. The graphics were phenomenal. I loved the way the armor looked, because instead of it being this overbearing, bulky stuff, it was this nice, lean stuff, and especially the way this city looks. It's a very clean city, and I love the way the guards look, and all of Anarchy Online really just has so many beautiful areas. If you've not played the game, you really should. Number 1! I think this one is going to truly be the surprise that really takes everybody by surprise. I said that already. And I think I said it, I don't know, when I got to 3. The top 3 could have really been a toss-up. Although maybe the top 2 were really more of the toss-up. And say what you will, but I love the aesthetic. And coming in at number 1 is World of Warcraft. I've always loved the way this game looks. I love the way the tunes look. I like the cartoony style. It works for a game like this so freaking perfectly. Because everything is just done so cleanly and so well. And this happens to be one of my favorite places. I don't know why. I really, really like the Tauren zones for the most part. The Barrens and all that stuff. I like that the most. Oh my gosh, Sharp still plays WoW? Ha 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 ha. Yeah, deal with it. I think the game is incredibly well done, and it would be a lie if I said that I wasn't a fan of this incredibly unique aesthetic. I loved it when it came out. I loved the way it looked when it came out. Maybe not the biggest fan of the gameplay when it came out, but like, look at that. It's just a freaking rhinoceros thing. What's cooler than that? A few things in life. But guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you weren't too surprised by World of Warcraft at number 1, but I'll catch you next time. Peace.